What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 61.
What?
Woo! I was getting tangled here with my earpiece. I was like, I'm trying to move the excitement. Yes, we are here on a Monday bringing you that Monday energy, and it's been a big weekend, which we have a lot of exciting things to tell you about, including Demon Slayer. Also, if you're new here, of course, we cover Trigun, which will be covering the new episode of that, as well as My Hero Academia. Yes. Big Monday energy always, but we're always here, happy to talk to you all about anime and everything. And we did, if you missed those, I'll plug them at the end, but again, we might have some new people because we had a couple Sword Art Online interviews over this past week. So if you're here because of that, welcome. Yes. Looking over at the chat. Well, before we get to the chat real quick, let's get into some intros. Yes. Hello, I am Carrie Lane.
And I'm Katie Cullen.
Yes. And there we go. And
it's definitely crazy Monday energy. It's a 3-day weekend for those in the US. Generally speaking, I know not everyone takes it off. And I've spent the entire weekend at a convention working the charity auction. So, y'all know what post-con crash is like. That's me. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Yes, Charles, big Monday energy. But you know what? Hopefully that makes you all feel solidarity. You know that. Got Giga Derek. It's time Monday. You know what that means. Yes. Time for a Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. Woo! Yeah. I noticed this person on one of the live streams, Drago Gaming. There are no guests for this episode, but you can check back previous episodes on the playlist for Nighttime at the Nerd Bar if you're interested at checking out our previous voice actors as well as influencers who have come on this show.
But we're also doing a couple other fun things tonight, so
yes, you
might stay tuned.
Yes.
Yeah,
so let's get into some of the news / things we are excited about.
So many things. Just like, all right.
You might have been doing some voting, and so now there's a big event coming up very soon.
Indeed. We have the first slate of the lineup for the 2023 Anime Awards as presented by Crunchyroll. And this slate includes celebrity anime fans like Robert Rodriguez, whom you may know from his directorial oeuvre, actor Finn Wolfhard, athlete Juju Smith-Schuster. There's a few more listed down here. Oh, WWE superstar Zelina Vega, who we spoke with last night. Juju Smith-Schuster of the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to have streamers. They're going to have all sorts of people, you guys. That is just the tip of the iceberg. They gave us the full list. It looks like a blast. Oh, and they're bringing on Sykkuno and Valkyrie as well, for those of you on the YouTube and streaming side of things. I'm thinking that these are going to be our presenters for the awards, and this is an amazing slate to have. This is absolutely fantastic on Crunchyroll's part. And the Anime Awards will be next weekend. They are taking place in Tokyo on Saturday, March 4th. There will be a live ceremony, and we can watch that on YouTube and Twitch on Crunchyroll's respective channels on those platforms. If you are watching from India, the Anime Awards will be streamed on Sony LIV. So, next weekend. Next weekend? Yes, weekend after next. What day is it? It's the 21st, right?
I was on
weekend
Monday,
after next.
Last night. That's why when you said last night, I'm like, it wasn't last night. It's the night before.
What was last? Oh my God. Told you, I've been at a convention. I've lost time entirely.
Yes. Exactly.
It's
okay.
Yeah. Saturday, March 4th.
It's
Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
Soon. Yes.
Watch the live stream. It'll be super fun.
Yes. Then we have... There it goes. Yes. On Crunchyroll, there's going to be the Nier Automata version 1.1a. It's like making sure you say that one right. Series episode 4 is coming out on Saturday, February 18th. Okay, so that's out already. So February 18th. In case you missed it and were busy this weekend, that episode is now available.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching Nier and it got hit by a delay because of COVID, it's back. is what this announcement is. So for those of you who are waiting for this anime to come back, definitely do that. And for those of you who were going, oh, I didn't catch the first couple episodes, now it's too late. It is not too late. We're only 4 episodes in. Hop on.
Yeah,
Hop on that train.
I'm checking out the press release and I love this. It says, now is the perfect time to catch up if you haven't been able to watch this action-packed and thought-provoking series. There are some slight differences in the anime compared to the game thus far that you might enjoy if you've played, along with some Easter eggs as well. With HBO's Last of Us making waves in the video game to TV adaptation space, this is one title that's also worth your attention.
Oh, absolutely. Nier is an incredibly beautiful series of games. So, you know, if you enjoy the games, put the anime in your eyeballs. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
And speaking of anime,
speaking of anime, this entire news section. Speaking of anime, you should put in your eyeballs. Violet Evergarden, the movie, arrives on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray in May 2023. This is going to be a release from Crunchyroll. Oh my God, they sent us the concept art for this absolutely beautiful box set. Each set will exclusively include a collector's edition box, 12 unique art cards, and a filler box designed to fit into the Violet Evergarden, the complete series limited edition set. So if you already have the limited edition set and you would like to add the movie to it, this beautiful box set edition will add to that. So you'll be able to store them all together and it'll look nice and neat on your bookshelf. So this looks absolutely beautiful. It looks like we're also getting Restaurant to Another World 2 limited edition box set there. Similar idea, new art, 64-page art book full of concept art, interviews, and more, recipe cards, all that fun stuff. So keep an eye out for these box sets and more coming in May 2023 too. This is how you know I grew up in the 90s. Coming soon to video cassette. Like, no, coming soon to these beautiful, beautiful Blu-ray box sets that you can bring home with you in May of this year, courtesy of Crunchyroll.
And be sure, besides being here on Fanversation and at our own respective locations, go check out NTATNB on Twitter. That's again NTATNB. So that's Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. Short. And that one, we will be posting pictures of the different things we've been talking about in this news section.
So you can see all of these art books and concept art, all of the lovely images that they sent us. So you can have a nice look at that.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of another piece of art that you'll be seeing, another piece of news, we got a watch party at Toei Animation's Metaverse project. It looks like, I'm guessing it's Anon Studios because it's ONN''ON. So I'm going with Anon Studios. So this is there we go. So it's a newly added world, Nostalgia 1999, in Toei's Animation's Metaverse project. So there's going to be a watch party held with full cooperation of Hiromi Seki, who's the producer of Digimon Adventure. So we like Digimon. So it is a recreation of an otaku room filled with Sony products and anime goods of the time based on the concept of a Japanese 6 tatami mat room in July 1999. So check out this watch party. So to find out more information, you should you can check out their official Twitter on ONNON_studios or ONNON-studios.com for their website.
It is absolutely fitting to have a Digimon watch party in a digital space. And yep, of course it would be July 1999. Of course it would be July 1999. Of course it would. Yes.
Looking over the live chat real quick too, we got John Knight says, I got Tokyo Ghoul live action movie Blu-ray from Amazon. Nice. That is one of the few titles. I saw the first movie. I'm like, I don't know if they made another one, but the first movie is really cool. And that's a really nice anime to live action adaptation.
Yeah. Yes, it's a good time.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of a good time, we've got more Demon Slayer content for you guys. We have so much this week. But I want to start you off with something cute and fun. We have a junior high and high school Kimetsu Academy story. So if you've ever seen Isekai Quartet, where it's all of our characters, but kind of in a little fun high school setting, that's what we're looking at here for Demon Slayer. Welcome to junior high and high school Kimetsu Academy. The characters of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, I'm good at this, I promise, come together in this hilarious spin-off of the TV series. There are 7 shorts. They are both in English subtitles and English dub. They're couple minutes long a piece, and they are all available on Crunchyroll. They are available now, so hop on over, check those out, get a little bit of cute AU comedy in your life. It just sounds like a lot of fun. It just sounds
Yes.
like a lot of
I was
fun.
going speaking of a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We're also, if you're new here, we're all about the puns and those transitions from segments. It's a fun time here, which speaking of puns, you'll be seeing some in our interviews, which we got to go to the Demon Slayer Kimetsu. I'm going to hold up part of it. This thing to the Swordsmith Village premiere. And we'll be showing what's in that bag shortly. But they had a red carpet premiere over on Saturday, and we got to interview the cast. So huge thank you to Crunchyroll and Aniplex. Stay tuned on this channel here, Fanverse Station, for links to the interviews. They should be going up probably tonight/tomorrow, depending, if you're watching this live or not. Which, if you're live, thank you for joining us in the live chat.
Yes.
If you're watching later, comment down below. That's also why our voices, we like so much talking, which was fantastic.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And if you are interested in seeing what we saw premiere, they are doing a world tour right now, which is super fun. But for those of you who are looking for a wide release that is happening on March 3rd, so that's not this coming Friday, it's next Friday. We figured out dates. We're good at this. We're good to go. And tickets for that are available at tickets.demonslayer-movie.com.
Link down below.
I think this is also one of those things where if you Google Demon Slayer tickets, or if you open up your AMC app or whatever, you will be able to find them. It is the last 2 episodes of the Entertainment District arc and an extended cut of the first episode of the To the Swordsmith Village arc, all remastered in 4K, all remastered in 7-speaker Dolby Digital surround sound. It was incredible. And we watched it in a theater that wasn't built for Dolby. So it's going to be even better seeing it in a dedicated movie theater with your fellow fans. So if there is a theater near you showing it, and if you are comfortable going to a theater, like we understand if you're not, that's absolutely fine. But if you are comfortable going to a theater, grab your tickets. They're on sale. It premieres next Friday. Do the thing, win the stuff. There is nothing like anime in the theater with your fellow fans. It's such a blast.
Yeah, we got Charles in the chat says, I watched the live stream of the stage event. Both Tanjiros were funny. Yes, it was absolutely adorable. So if you missed it, they had, and technically they had 3 Tanjiros because they had the English voice actor, they had the Japanese voice actor, and then they had the mascot. And it was
fun
super
story
funny
about the mascot.
Yes.
One of my friends who was with me at the convention is a former Disneyland cast member. She knows the friend of Tanjiro who was doing that. He is very often a friend of Disney characters while in the park. And if you were watching that live stream, you saw that Tanjiro mascot go. He was incredible. Watch when it goes up. Watch Carrie's interview with Zach Aguilar. Because mascot Tanjiro was in that too, and he stole the show. He was so funny to watch.
Yes.
So kudos to that human being. They did an incredible job.
Yes.
Whole night was amazing.
Charles says I'm going to see it in theaters on the 5th. Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, just that energy of seeing anime with fellow fans is you just can't beat it. Like the cheering, you know who the people were who've read the manga, and don't worry, we won't do any spoilers.
Yeah, because we don't have them.
Yeah. So you could hear them be excited when somebody showed up on screen, and it is visually stunning. And there's just some more grandiose kind of landscape, if you will, like the whole what's going on in the frame that on a big screen is just like, it's just so cool that, if you're able to and want to, and, can get to a theater by you, it's worth checking out for sure. And it's nice to rewatch the last 2 episodes because it just goes from those into it. So you're
it does, yes. Yeah. And just we've all seen those last episodes. We all remember, like, okay, that is how the fight with Daki and Gyutaro and Uzui and our boys worked out. Like, remembering how beautiful that animation was and getting to see the climax of that again on the big screen, visually at animation and audio remastered. Like, incredible.
I think we should show. Oh, and then which
Yeah,
we showed, we should show some goodie bags. So also this screening, Aniplex provided, and Bandai Namco, Crunchyroll, all of them, they had one of these on every seat available. So if you were able to attend, you got to go. So I let Katie, we'll have you start off.
Yes, because you've opened a lot of your fun stuff, and I kept this one pristine for these purposes.
I just opened this one. So they had this one.
That's
but
fair.
I'm going to keep it secret for
But we
I'll
have
wait till I see yours.
A cute little
Lovely.
folder bag. It's a little bag, and it's got pictures of some of the action figures. It's honestly, I love this standee looks amazing.
Yep.
We have a Tanjiro figurine, which I believe everyone
Requires
received one of
assembly.
these. Yes, it requires. So I'm really bad at assembly figurines. The last time I did one, I put one of the knees on backwards, so that'll be fun. We all got the cutest little Nezuko figure. She's just chilling. Let me see if I can angle this so that the light doesn't kill it. But she's just chilling. She's adorable. And every bag also included 3 blind bag figurines. I have not opened mine yet.
Get some ASMR for y'all.
Get some ASMR. Yep. Hopefully these are the easy open type because I do not have a pair of scissors on me. Oh, there's good little notches. Great.
Yay.
So
these ones,
we're going to take a look and see what we got.
And we'll probably do some kind of giveaway. So stay tuned for that.
I'm going to open.
I was going to say, while you're opening
all of mine myself.
Over at the chat, Drago says, the first My Hero movie is my favorite experience. Yes, that would have been fun. So who'd you get?
It's my boy.
Yay!
It's my boy. It's Rengoku as a little bean. They're these little, if anyone remembers the whole Weebles Wobble and they don't fall down bit, they're called tippies, is what these are. But it's, they stay upright. They would stay better upright if it wasn't still in a plastic bag. So that's that. I'm already thrilled. I got my fave. I'm good. There is no easy open tab on this other one, so I might be in trouble. Well, they have 2 different lines of tippies, so we're opening our second one and seeing what else we get. Oh, Butterfly Senpai.
Oh, cute.
She's adorable. She's got the little butterfly on the back. Just so heckin' cute. I really do adore these. I don't know if I can open this one.
That's what I use scissors for.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see who you get.
Oh, I can open this one. It opened more easily than I thought. Good. Sometimes packaging is murder. Who do we have? Oh, it's the boy! We got ourselves a Tanjiro. Yay! Oh, I got a good bag. Absolute luck of the draw, but I got a good bag. Now I need to know which one you got. Did you?
I got the Mist Hashira.
Yes, cute.
And then my other one, which then, depending on, we'll see how excited you get about it.
Oh.
I got our flame boy.
You got the boy. We got good bags.
We did.
You never really know, and they tell you what the options are on the front, a good blind bag does. Yes.
So here's the back.
But yes, that's
yay.
Absolute luck at the draw. But we got real good bags. So yes, there is
being party favorite.
Yes. Oh my God, they're sturdy bags too. They're so good. These canvas things with the soft handles, amazing. So, pardon me. So, thank you, Aniplex. Thank you, Crunchyroll. It was a fantastic event. For those of you going, I wanted to see it. Well, again, tickets are in theaters. It comes on March 3rd, and that is tickets.demonslayer-movie.com. Yeah, if you would like to see our coverage, follow this channel, follow our Twitter, and then Instagram as well, fan_versation. And we will have footage up there as well. We've already got some.
Yes, we posted some on our stories, and we'll be posting more so you can get some behind the scenes experience in that event.
Yes.
All right. So now I think it's time for our other stuff that we talk about on this channel.
Not quite
Oh, yeah.
yet.
Another thing.
I have other things
Yes.
to open on this show. So for
Yep.
those of you going, I thought your Sakura Co subscription was over. It is. Ladies and gentlemen, Boxu had a Sakura box this month. And I am a sucker for a good Sakura box. So I gave Boxu a try. Let's see if I can, again, do this with the angles. Look how cute that is. It's that pale
It's so
pink
delicate.
and white. It really is. It's absolutely adorable. Like, this is a great box. Already super excited for this. And it came plastic wrapped in the sealed plastic and whatnot. So this box is reusable as a gift box if I want to send it, because it doesn't have like the address label stuck on it. It had that plastic wrap protecting it. And the inside is green with the Sakura blossoms in it. Look how heckin' cute that is. We had a little postcard.
Pretty.
With a little preview. We of course have our booklet. Our Sakura in Kyoto is what we've got. And it goes through and it tells you, first of all, it tells you everywhere that the snacks came from, because they work with local makers in all of these areas. So it gives you the prefectures or the cities and tells you all of the little snacks in the box and where exactly they come from, which is fantastic. And then it goes through, gives you a little bit about the cherry blossom, tells you about the snacks themselves. We have the matcha snacks. We have the Sakura snacks. It gives you all of the information, flavors, common allergens, whether or not it's vegetarian, whether there are any unique ingredients to worry about. Like, they're really great with their allergen information, and I really appreciate that. And look how cute this is all packaged. You open it up, you remove the paperwork, and you can just immediately see what you're in for. It's very appetizingly laid out. And that is hard to do when it comes to boxes like this.
Yeah.
After they've been jostled in shipment and you just want everything to fit and nothing to get squished. Like, the fact that this looks this appetizing immediately upon opening is a feat. So well done, Boxu. Now I'm going to dig in because I'm so excited about this, you guys. I love Sakura snacks. We have, I believe this is the Sakura Arare, and look at that packaging.
Ooh, nice.
Just everything in here is so cute and so delicate. We have matcha choco orare, so it's going to be a little darker chocolate with matcha, a little bittersweet sort of snack. We have all sorts of, look, mochi. It's so hard to do with my light because it washes out so much.
You gotta do like the hand behind, like influencers.
I kind of do. It's this cute little pink square. It's cute. There is just so much good stuff in here. I cannot wait for my little Sakura snack cake. Like, this is the one I leafed through the booklet and I went, I need this. This is what's going to go immediately in my face after we are done recording. And there is
just say put yourself on mute as we get started for our next thing.
No. I'm not going to eat on camera. That's rude. But if you've ever had these really beautiful, like, delicate little Sakura cookies, these little thin ones, absolutely incredible. And this, we have a Sakura souffle, you guys. And souffles are only, I believe the thing said it was only around spring. So these tend to be like graduation gifts and whatnot. So they sent me this delicate little pastry and they packaged it so nicely. We have savory crackers in here. We have a little bit of cake.
Oh,
we have a little bit of cake. We have a bag of potato chips. And of course, we have tea to go with this. We have a little genmaicha to go with it. I did not pronounce that correctly, but that's okay. The point is, Boxu has packed this box full of snacks, full of goodies. I am beyond excited to get this party started. So thank you very much, Boxu, for making an absolutely incredible box. Very cute. So much stuff in here. So many different things for so many different palates and preferences. I'm very, very excited about this. Thank you, Boxu.
Yes.
Yes.
So then There we go. Hold on. Grabbing my
Alrighty.
boom. So the other thing we talk about here is Trigun Stampede. Do not worry. We will be talking about what is currently airing the show. But then we will have this banner up when we talk about in comparison to the 1998 version, in case you have not watched it, though we both do highly recommend you should check it out as well.
Yes.
So
We're not talking manga spoilers because neither of us have really read the manga. I read some of it way back when, and I think we're already way past whatever I got through. So we're not talking manga spoilers either.
Then yes, puppy detected. Yes, my dog decided to make her presence known. She's somewhere. Yes. So we got more Sad Boys time. Yes.
I mainlined both of these this afternoon because again I got back from my convention like late this morning, so I was just calling it the Depression double feature.
Yes.
It wound up not quite being that. It definitely wasn't as rough this week in terms of both of them. But it has a lot
going on. I was trying to find a name too.
Can I just say that I love that Legato is just such a petty bitch. Like he's so anime pretty boy band style and just so petty about everything. We had his little mustache twirling villainy stint in the previous episode, and now he's just very petty that it's not working out. Just like,
I want to come to my team.
Yeah, like I need him to be a true believer, so let me just make him miserable first. Like, yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. Good job. Way to be.
Totes.
Let's go.
Okay. Which something exciting news-wise to that, which I did see. Gigadare points out Wolfwood dub voice is the same as Shoto Todoroki, which is David Matranga.
Yep.
Yes. So Matranga.
I think it's Matranga. Uncertain.
The voice of Shoto. Yes. Yeah. So that is awesome and exciting to have him. We saw that was listed. And yeah, his character just keeps getting better and better. Not that we had any doubts about Wolfwood, but it's one of those like I think he's almost even cooler in how he looks and is in this version.
There's definitely a question of how old is he? Because we saw the rapid aging caused by the drugs. So it's like, how old is this man? How long has he been around? We've got the healing factor and I hesitate to call it functional immortality because I don't think it is. But like, how long has he been around? We know Vash has been around for a dog's age. We don't know how long Wolfwood has been around, and we don't know how old he is. So that makes a lot of this kind of weird. And I'm here for it, but it's also like, just because your body develops doesn't mean your mind does. There are definitely some scenes earlier on where it's like, that is a traumatized child in the body of a full-grown man. Oh my God.
Yes. Then we got where to go. And then, back to Gigadare pointing out 2 for 2 on voicing traumatized children. Yes. This, which is interesting because Vash is, even though he's much older than we know, he still has such a childlike disposition as his main personality. He has obviously a more serious side too, but that's so fun and entertaining to watch with Wolfwood. And it makes a lot more sense too. That it's like, well, he probably is hanging out essentially with a child.
Well, and Vash is also very much like, that is a choice. The optimism, the choosing to see the best in the people, the trying his best, the trying to save as many lives as possible. Like, that is very much a choice from someone who has seen so much heartbreak and destruction caused by someone he cares about, caused by family. Like, this is someone who is in a lot of pain and still chooses to try to be positive about everything. It's like,
I was going to say, this is actually... I was like, wait, this is just like the moment I started reading the Demon Slayer manga, and this is the moment when he just saved, or he tried to save the girls from the demon that's like in the puddles and stuff. And that guy's like, what do you know about like loss? And Tanjiro just like smiles at him and is like, cool, thank you, and leaves. And the guy's like, oh my gosh, you probably suffered too. And yes, that's exactly Vash of like, it is effort to be that disposition, but it is
Mhm.
core to who he is, which we
Yeah.
learned something else about who he is.
He's a plant.
Yeah, in case surprise you didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't recall. I mean, we'll get to it in a minute, but like,
We'll talk about that later. We can put
yeah,
a pin in that aspect of
yeah. I
things.
was like, I like the
Put a pin in that.
visualization of it on his
Yeah.
skin and how we see that, and
This is also the
how
first time we've seen a plant bloom. We haven't seen anything but those curled up buds. And it
yes,
makes me wonder what the red plants are. Like,
yeah.
what has happened
Are
to
they
these?
dying?
Are
Yeah.
they dying? Are they just refusing?
Are they
Like,
mad? Yeah.
what has happened to these creatures? People? I don't
Things.
know,
Yeah.
man. I don't know. And it makes me wonder if any human has ever seen a plant in that form, or if it's
I
something
doubt it.
reserved for Vash and potentially for Knives. We don't
Yeah.
know if they show themselves to Knives. We do know he's
Good question.
collecting them because
Yes.
he's certainly a person.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think humans have seen it. But the fact that Meryl goes quickly to the hey, those markings, that means he's a plant. Which so there's something about it that they recognize that people are familiar what plants look like, but I don't think they've seen them
Yeah, but I mean,
in
the
their
plants have the
little area.
markings on the
Yes.
outside when they're in those
True.
bulb forms. So it's
Yeah.
a pattern that they'd be familiar with for anyone who's seen a plant.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the show just giving us the audio cue of, oh my god, he's a plant. Screen cuts to black, sound of a body collapsing, and then we go into the ending theme. It's like, yep, this man can interact with plants, and boy, does it cost him.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, because he has to stop this giant ship, so he talks to the plant in the way he does. We
And
get
Wolfwood damn near burning his hands off to turn the
Yeah,
crank to also stop. And
Yep.
I love again that this started as just, oh my god, I completely lost his name. Legato. Just being this super petty, snidely whiplash sort of villain. And the fact that I'm watching this with my roommate, we're both going, oh no, the orphanage. Oh my god, that's an actual plot point. Like, oh, the old tropes. They come back around. But just this, we're going to run the train into the orphanage, and we're also going to shoot the orphanage with a cannon. It's like, dude, really? And then, of course, we managed to stop it right before the edge of the town. Like, everything for this is pitch perfect drama, and I love it so much. It's so dumb. I love it so much. It's great.
We scare off the bandits, essentially. Our neon bandits are like, you know what? This is more work than we want. Peace. I did love their photo op moment with Meryl. They're like, cool. Like, just make sure we look good. Bye.
Don't use any bad photos or we'll kill you. It's like, hey, don't say that to her. That's mean. Don't upset her. Oh no, see, it's a joke. She's laughing. Just
love the absurdity.
Bunch of idiots. And it makes me wonder if it was her or if it was Robert who lied to them and said, oh yeah, we work for a bandit magazine. We're trying to write an article on you guys. Like, because they were under that impression.
Robert.
So I'm wondering, yeah, probably Robert.
Did you like how they blew up and adjusted that ion cannon?
Yes.
Pretty convenient.
Vash finding the bridge of the ship and being able to use like all of the older controls. It's like,
yeah,
no, this is pretty great. No, this and just the contrast of Meryl seeing the screen light up and going, "Oh, you did it," and him going, "No, not yet." Like, oh, we lost a lot of technology in the ship crash apocalypse, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was interesting of why they have those cannons because they're like, oh, if there's debris in the way,
debris, yeah.
I like this one. Rab says, Legato, anything worth my time is worth overdoing.
Not even worth doing well, worth overdoing. Yes. Amazing. Brilliant. I love how extra and ridiculous he is. And can we also talk about Zazie using bugs as spies, using the cat's cradle to control it, and then just like, oh, make a new one. All right.
Yeah, I was like,
oh, boy. No. I appreciate Zazie the Beast, but also, fuck freaking hell.
I like that Zazi's over it though. Like, yeah, can I just go home now? Like, I'm bored, and
This is
kind of
boring,
dumb.
and we nearly died because of all this flying mirth, all this flying shrapnel. Like, ugh.
Like, yeah, can we
I'm
go? Bye,
over it.
peace. Yeah, I
Can we
appreciate that.
leave? Legato, can we leave?
God,
Children.
like,
All of
yeah.
them children.
Yes, I agree. The Zazie, Charles says the Zazie Legato banter was funny. It was very entertaining. Well,
They're
it's
terrible,
nice
and I kind of love them.
because like they both are strong. Zazie's strong enough to banter with Legato and not like necessarily be like, I'm gonna die right now.
But Zazie's
ain't no
also,
kill like the overkill.
Exactly.
Ayy.
But Zazie's also very much on the same page in terms of
too,
all of
yeah.
this Eye of Michael, true believer, follower of knives, like cult of knives, religion bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
Zazie's very much on the same page. Wolfwood is not.
No.
And Legato's like, we're just gonna bring that prodigal son back into the fold, gonna find my little lost lamb. It's gonna be great. It's like, I need you to stop.
This is a good point too. Yep, Charles pointed out he did tell her to pick up Livio Body, so I wonder what they'll do to him. I think they'll
Livio's
bring him
dead.
back. No, I think he's.
No, I don't think he's dead.
Well, he might be dead, but they can still do something with the body.
We saw how fast his healing factor works. Like,
Yeah.
we got a full-on shot of how quickly that works for him and how he does not need the little pipette of whatever that Wolfwood does. So, yeah, I don't think he's dead. And I doubt that this is the first time that he has had a memory that fights against the brainwashing that we've seen.
I don't think he's dead either.
It's like, I don't think he's dead, and if I'm going to be completely macabre, I don't think it's the first time he's done this. So, attempted to shuffle off this mortal coil and failed. He is too useful a tool for them to let go. So, yeah, I don't think he's dead.
No,
I don't think he's dead.
Probably not.
So, yeah. It's one of those no body, no death, but like, no, they're very specifically going around to collect him. Like, no, I think he's still around. I think yep. Yeah, mostly an action-packed episode, but a very good one.
Oh yeah, no, I like. It was very exciting. Did you write?
And we've saved the orphanage.
And we saved the orphanage.
We've saved the. I just cannot get over that being, because that is again, it's extremely silent movie. Tie a woman to the train tracks. It's that sort of thing. There's always an orphanage. So the fact that that's what's happening, like the only thing we've missed here is tying someone to the train tracks because there aren't any because it's the desert. Anyway, I'm having fun.
Yeah. Well, you ready to do some comparing?
Yes.
All right. So now we are talking about it, comparing it to the 1998 version series original. So if you have not watched it and you don't want spoilers, go away. Come back when this is. Yeah, hit mute. And then this, good point. Don't leave. Just hit mute and then come back when this changes.
We will swap out the lower third to My Hero Academia when we get there. So hit mute, swap it out. It'll be fun. Yeah, not over the fact that it's like, okay, so we have a sand steamer episode. So it needs to be 2 episodes. The sand steamer needs to get damaged. We need to almost run it into a civilian population while also worrying about the civilian population on board. And we need the Badlands gang. It's like, we did this once with the sand steamer, so we have to have all of these bits again with the sand steamer, but also add in these other things. We didn't need the Badlands gang, but it seems like the Badlands gang just comes with sand steamer territory. Yeah. They were functionally useless and very funny. And I think the big thing for them was a way for Meryl and Robert to get on the ship. But we didn't really need them. And the funny thing about this is in the 98 anime, the whole big thing was the leader of the Badlands gang had the huge hat, huge shoulder pads, neon. And he was the big villain of all of this. And he had like this little accomplice who was a kid whose dad had designed the sand steamers. So the kid knew the blueprints backwards and forwards. And so part of this was the kid being able to fix the sand steamer to keep it from running into whatever and killing everyone on board. So they kept a number of the same plot beats. But what I find hysterical is that this guy was nowhere to be found, but he was on a wanted poster in episode 2.
I agree that they didn't add like
No.
take them or leave them. They didn't really add that much going on. Just
No.
more to
They
the
were funny.
chaos, more to the fray, and they were very funny.
Yeah.
But maybe that was the alleviate some of the tension of our serious villain, and then here's our kind of more comedic ones.
My roommate described it as it's the Grandpa Simpson gif where he walks in, puts down his hat, picks up his hat, and walks right back out. Like, yep,
pretty much.
it's that. It's that.
Those guys were like, nope, this is too much trouble. Bye.
That's what they did. It's like, okay, we didn't want to die, so we're leaving. It's like, all right, fair, buddy.
Yeah, the thing that I was most surprised that I'm like, I don't really, and again, it's been a while since I watched the series. I don't remember seeing plants look like people like that of unfurrowing. That I'm like, so I Googled some pictures and I saw what it looks like in the manga, but they didn't have pictures of the anime. So how much did we see of that way back when?
In the old series, plants, like the whole facility, looked like a giant light bulb.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was the whole thing. But inside, there was a bit like there was a humanoid figurine.
Okay.
A humanoid figure in there, rather. Wrong word.
Yeah.
That was very much, we had more than one instance of Vash like on the other side of the glass doing the handprint thing with the plant. So it's
yeah, I'm like,
definitely
don't remember that.
It was definitely a thing.
Okay.
And it was one of those, we saw it a little earlier on. So it was the audience going, okay, something is up with this without the answers. It's like that was before we had all of the stuffs going down, crazy backstory, all of that noise.
So in looking it up and comparing it, I did see the manga pictures, as I said, but the wings things were more they look like feathers. I thought with this, them look very alien and not feathers, and it's in a liquid. Presumably it looks like a liquid. I like this version of that better. It made more sense per what the environment it's in. What did you think of that? The new look of what the plant
I do enjoy the look of these plants. I do enjoy that they went more with plant as in vegetation as opposed to plant as in power plant. It's the same word, two different ideas. I appreciate that. I understand with the previous anime and with the manga going for the more feathered look because that also works with the angel arm that both fashion knives have, and that also involves feathers and stupid amounts of power and just, a mess. But yeah, if this is what the redesign for plants looks like here, it makes me wonder, again, we've seen Knives' trope namer, essentially, his millions of knives hidden in his jellyfish Kigurumi. And we haven't seen Vash's anything yet, but we do know that Knives is talking about like his portal. He's got something going on. We just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting, and it will probably work with this redesign somehow. And the fact of Vash like taking on the plant characteristics, taking on that pattern when interacting with them is really interesting to me. Like, all right, show me where we go from here. Show me what's next. I'm intrigued.
This is another example of it being more sci-fi too, because that plant looks more sci-fi rather fantasy. So I was like, ooh, I liked it too. It was just a really cool visual of like, what is happening here? And I liked it and I want to see more of it.
Yeah, pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Interesting. Okay, so Rab says plants, a race of human-like alien life that seems to draw great power from seemingly nothing used by humans to facilitate their exodus from Earth. I don't think,
Okay, so maybe don't get into manga spoilers because again, neither of us have read that. So that's, I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it feels like.
Yes, because they're a thing. They're alive. Well, then I just kind of wonder of like how sentient are they? Of like, do they feel like is it like deep cut sci-fi for some of you folk? Farscape, is this like pilot and like it's your purpose and like that's like literally what you're made to do, or do you feel trapped? Like
I think it also depends on how. It depends on how sapient they are, because sentient and sapient are two different things. Because sentient is...
Like, I'd say both then. Like, how aware are they of what they're doing and how much do they care?
But I mean, sentient is like animals are sentient, but sapient is the idea of like human level thought and reason.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, which are they? Where do they draw the line?
Yeah.
Because if they're sapient, this is creepy as fuck. If they're sentient, less so.
Rabs just says, summing up what we think we know. So yes,
Okay.
I feel that way too.
Fair.
Then Charles says, I wonder if plant is more of a code name and they're actually aliens being farmed for power. I kind of wondered that too.
Yeah. But there's also the question of like, where did these humans come across Vasha knives then?
Yes. Well, next preview, we get a backstory. So
all right.
We shall see.
I wonder if we get like the full episode next time.
Yeah.
Be interesting, as opposed to just the cold open. Be interesting. It will be fun.
Yeah, any other things from the episode?
Nah, not really. This was a lot of action, which means it's fun to watch, but not as much to discuss.
Yes. Yeah. That's all right. That sounds about it. Then it's My Hero Academia.
Yes. Lady Nagant. Holy hell. Why did they not shave her bald when they put her in Tartarus? Legitimately, though. Like,
true.
Why?
Like her body is a weapon, like everything. So it's like
it's one of those like I'm not sure if that is considered like torture or a human rights violation to do that level of body modification.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know where the rules on that lie. And again, we are in a weird, crazy world where people have superpowers. So a lot of ethical conversations that apply to the real world don't apply to this world, and vice versa. So
yes,
more and more as this show goes on, we really need to lay that down. Because again, we went back to at the beginning of the episode, the sometimes you have to kill someone to save them bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah,
and you're like,
I'm gonna say not necessarily the case in a real world where, you know, we're all baseline humans and some people maybe function a little better than others. In a superpowered world where we see society start falling apart because people who can and will use their powers for evil are doing so, like, yikes.
Yes, because I hope we learn more of her motivation, because we get a sprinkle of what it is, but not really. And then another motivation thing. Oh, interesting.
Well, she used to work in the same way. Her quirk isn't the only thing with range, because Lady Nagant has the same Japanese voice actress as Anya from Spy Family. Fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I just lost my train of thought. Nagant used to work in the same capacity that Hawks did.
Mm-hmm.
So not just, as a hero, but also like with the safety committee, which we have seen for Hawks' stuff involved undercover work, spy work, a lot of that stuff. So she's built a little differently than your normal hero, in much the same way that Hawks is.
Yeah.
So it's something else to keep in mind while watching her function. Because we also got, you killed your partner. Good job. It's like, you killed your partner, and we need you to capture this kid when you find him.
I like her helping Overhaul, and it's like, are you helping him? It's like, I don't know, I just found this kid.
It's just like, do you know him?
It's like, not really.
No, I'm just keeping him. And Overhaul just still being, he's not okay. He's just heckin' not okay. It's like, all right, cool, great, awesome. Yep. Yikes.
I'm sure the government will want a human sniper rifle as one of their assets. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Then Rab said, in standard prisons, you can set the dress standards, but they must be applied to all. So maybe they kept her on an honor system, so she doesn't. There's a typo. Instantly kill off the guards who screw up. Possibly.
I think they also had like quirk suppressants on the lower
I felt
floors.
They had
there was a conversation about they couldn't use them because of the security system or because of whatever.
Something was turned off. Yeah,
the security system was it probably activated on
or
quirk
maybe
activation
even
and just sedated them.
Yeah, it could have been in the food too, like what they're being fed and stuff.
Well, the biological quirk suppressant was a thing that Overhaul was
Yeah.
working on. So I don't think that was
Oh, that's true.
I don't think that was a thing, but I think the security system would activate when a quirk was used.
Yeah.
So it's like if you do that, you get wrecked.
Yes.
So
The thing that I'm a little bit like, okay, I get it, but like, is the protesters who were protesting when Endeavor and Hawks and Best Genius are fighting the villains, and they're like, gosh darn it, you're not letting things get back to normal and you're being a problem. I'm like, they're doing the thing you want them to do. I'm just like, I get that you're mad, but like, it's one of those, they've made it a point, but I don't understand why I'd be standing around protesting when there's like all these other villains and prisoners running around of like, okay, guys, okay, I get it, but like,
everything has gone really wrong. They were relying on heroes to upkeep this society and upkeep law and order, and there has just been cascading domino failure of that. And they want someone to blame. And the fact that Endeavor's son is the number one hero's son is one of these villains who has just gleefully murdered the hell out of people. And the fact that all of his, let's be real, various bullshit has been aired out in public like so much dirty laundry. Like, it's part don't meet your heroes, because he's definitely not living up to heroic standards set by, say, All Might. And part just the crumbling of hero society. So even though they are out here doing their best, it's very much, you failed, and this is what happened. Fix it.
But it's one of those, it's like, yes, the point has been made. I don't know if you're accomplishing anything, disrupting them while they're doing the thing you want them to do. But
look, a person is smart, I get it, but I'm like, are dumb, panicky animals.
Yes. Exactly.
Thank you, Men in Black.
I know.
Yeah.
More sci-fi. I agree, because it's just one of those, I'm like, ugh. But good on that team rolling their eyes like, or inhale, exhale. Okay, moving on.
Like, alrighty, let's just continue.
Yes.
And also, like, we need to keep ourselves even more separate from Deku and All Might, because we don't want people cottoning on and then having to find that balance between, we have dwindling resources, we have dwindling people available because so many heroes are just retiring in the face of all this.
Yeah.
How many do we send on the investigation to try to find the League of Villains? And how many do we have still continuing to patrol and protect people who chose not to evacuate? Because we also have the woman with a physical quirk who was getting attacked by vigilantes. And Deku stepping in and just being like, can we not? Can we not? Can we not? Can we not? And it worked out well enough.
Yes. That was, I was looking over we mentioned it, but yes, Overhaul, not okay, is very okay. I agree. I'm like, I'm enjoying seeing him be like, oh no. Yeah, I felt bad for that poor woman at the beginning of like, I just exist and I'm not doing anything. And she's like, I just thought I'd wait and get going. But I was going to say, what was it? Forget the transition, but we're finally getting those two other beginning of the succession of quirks for the One for All. And then like,
I find that really interesting.
I was like, wait, it's two at the same time? Kind of?
I don't think it was two at the same time. I think because they were talking about like, we started this when he was in the height of his power, when we were fighting him directly. Like, we were in the bad times, but they were also the ones that found the younger brother. So I think it was, on the second and third users. And it makes me wonder which one's the second and which one's the third, because to me that says like the younger brother passed it on to one of them, and then they had to pass it on to the other one in very quick succession. Yeah. But it sounded like it was war times, and they're both dressed in uniform. So it's like, how quickly did you die?
I think
and how did you survive to go on to the next one?
The orange hair one is the one who shakes the hand first. And so I kind of, that was the first one. But I agree of like, they are talking as if they're so close together that means, yeah, it was such a quick, like, well, it
They're
went from one to the next.
contemporaries.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Which is it's like, oh, like you don't really think about that. Like we got the backstory. Backstory was a couple seasons ago, so it's like, okay, whatever. And then you get that, like, oh, the first three wielders were all within the same span of time and were all contemporaries. It
Yeah.
wasn't this multi-generational, an adult taking on a student
mhm.
until later on down the line. This was
Yeah.
just hot potato to keep it from falling in the wrong hands. And that's one of those like, oh no, that is terrifying. Like that really puts a lot of this into perspective, how bad it was and how bad it stands to be again if they wind up back at that point.
I love the moment where the I forget which one it is, but the one that does the black rope, where he is like, "Hey,
Fourth,
guy."
no, not fourth, seventh.
He's later.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I think fourth is the one with the Spidey sense,
might be,
which I
but
appreciate a lot.
Yeah, it's a good power to have. When he's like, "Hey, we need to get this information from you two. You should join the group." They're not joining the group, and so he's like, "All right, while we're waiting, why don't you practice on your other skills?"
Yeah. It's just like, just use this time to do other stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll come around eventually. And I just love the brother leaning in and going, guys.
It's like, come on, let's go.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know you don't like this. I know you don't like the idea of mercy, especially with it. Just that, like, this person who's like, yes, I want to save this person. This is not a power for killing. It might have been, but it's changed since then. Very much clashing with these two people who presumably died in the height of a war against this person who has continued to live and be a thorn in their sides and attempt to upend society for his own gain. Like, I can very much see why they would not be on board for this fucking kid. Like, just get the job done. Why do you want to have mercy on the person who's murdering everyone? Like, yeah.
That is a good point of like, there are certain ones that, yes, maybe they should be given the second chance and mercy, and other ones it's like, we've seen how this works, Deku. Maybe not the best is planned. So that's fair on them going, I don't know, buddy. So
I still, every time it shows them against the wall, I just laugh because my brain goes, oh yeah, it's the ending of Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Whoops.
It's such a weird, it looks so weird. So
really it's like, I get it, but also like, come on.
It's also like when your pet stares at a wall like that and you're just like, or they're staring at a corner of a wall and you're like, is there something there?
Is there a ghost there? Did you find the ghost? It's like, oh, sweetie, is there a ghost? Okay. Yes. You say hi to the ghost for me.
Any other moments that stood out to you?
Just being able to talk with all of the wielders while he's active, having them all just kind of chilling.
Yes. So
and
nice.
the All Might bringing him.
Oh, the poor Cutlet for energy.
It's just like, here's your Katsudan bowl. You know, I brought you your lunch. I'm like, God damn it, this is amazing. That's so heckin' cute. And just the tracker being taken out and all of them kind of going, well, that seems like a problem.
Yes.
Him being forewarned about Nagant and still doing, all right, I'm about 1 kilometer away.
Yep.
I can either run for 2 kilometers or I can go face her. Let me just defy all the advice I've been given and go face her. And I'm like, you may be a soft boy, but you're still a shonen protagonist with all the problems that brings with it.
Yes. But we know he's going to talk to her and he's going to get to the core of the problem and they're going to work through their feelings.
What intrigues me about all this is that they've made a pretty big deal about her having Overhaul with her and that she brought him with her on this particular mission. Like, she's using that borrowed airwalk quirk to get away from him right now and to change her position before Deku gets there. But that is a spanner in the works. That is a wrench in what we've got going on here. That is a piece that shouldn't be on the board, but is. And it'll be interesting to see how Overhaul factors into all of this, what Deku's reaction is going to be to
Yeah.
seeing him, what his reaction
'Cause he's
is going
pretty
to be
broken
to
right now.
seeing Deku.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my dude needs therapy and he is not getting it.
Yeah, he's just sitting there like,
Therapy and or
oh, man.
medication, and he's not getting either of them. So that's the part of all of this that intrigues me, because otherwise I can see kind of a straightforward shonen battle sort of move, like action, reaction, point, counterpoint. Like I can see all that happening. Overhaul being there and being involved in any capacity is what really intrigues me about all of this. That's what makes this bit special. That's what puts it against the usual, again, action reaction sort of shonen battle.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Well, I agree with this one. He's going to love and understand the hell out of her. Yep, that's what I was saying. He's going to talk to her. They're going to talk about their feelings, and they'll solve the problem.
You know, maybe she's a little scarred from being a tool of the government.
I don't think anybody talks enough to these villains. It's just like Tanjiro, you know? It's like, let me talk to them, and we'll get to the source of the problem. And yes, there are some people that works, and others that it doesn't. So then it's like, then you go from there.
Teal green soft boys. Teal green soft boy shonen protagonists. I am here for it.
Yes.
We got 2 right now.
And anything else from My Hero? I think that was kind of it.
I don't think so. I think we finally got subtitles for this opening and ending too. I think this is like the first time we've gotten them for this.
But Tanjiro's a redhead, but he wears green.
Yes.
Yes. But then I was thinking Deku is green. He is green.
No,
hair,
he wears green too.
He has green hair too. Oh, I was just thinking their hair. So
I was just thinking
somewhat green hair.
Color palette.
Yes, the color palette is definitely
palette.
the teal green.
Yes.
Which I'm like, I feel like that's with our, you know, the standard kind of like Power Ranger idea of the green can be such like a good leader character, and you know.
Green is usually a 6th Ranger color. Green or white. So someone who doesn't start on the team often starts as an anti-hero or a villain, and then we will get into into that never.
Yes.
There's, if you really want to get into that, go look up Linkara. He does a History of Power Rangers series, and it's fantastic. So go just watch that.
Yes. Soft boy heroes for the win. Yes.
Shonen protagonist soft boys. I love it. I love this trend.
It's refreshing.
I love emotionally intelligent protagonists, which allows us to do emotionally intelligent combat and strategies and plot lines, and just like it adds this new dimension. And there's nothing wrong with straightforward hit it till it dies, friendship and food sort of protagonists. Like there's absolutely a place in the world for them. They're very fun.
Yes.
I have a preference. I like when people hug. So that's where we are. No, I like it when they cry, and I like it when they hug. Your girl is here for her comfort. Anyway.
Alrighty.
Me and my favorite fan fiction tropes. Let's go.
Nice. Well, that's it for My Hero. So then we'll get into some stuff you should check out.
Yes.
So this was the thing that by the time I told you, remember I was saying there was that Amazon or, you know, that thing for the library? It came already.
Nice.
So reminder, if you live in California, there's a thing right now that if you go to your local library, and it should be all of them, go to your local library, and if you want a book and it's within a certain price range, I have no idea what that price range is, but if you
reasonable,
like I bet if it's just I mean, how much was this one? This one was
manga's usually $10 a pop.
Well, this is also a hardcover too.
Nope, usually 21
I think it was like
25.
20. Yeah. And so they will order it for you, and it'll be sent to your home. And then when you're done with it, you take it back to the library. So this is a series I might have talked about. So this is called A Bride's Story. It is, there we go. Trying to get the spines, but Kaoru Mori. It is so good. It's really interesting. It's kind of like the Silk Road time period ish and style, and it's about primarily it starts with this one woman and getting an arranged marriage, but it follows in through other characters that she interacts with and goes through those other people too. But I really like it. It's strong female protagonists, good questions about gender roles, and being true to who you are as well. Because I'm pretty sure as I recall, this character, she's much more like tomboyish, but is like, be who you are. Stop trying to be what other people are telling you to be. So anyway, this is a really good series, and hopefully your library has it. Then I was like, I finally finished Pet Sematary as a book on tape. If you are into those, I highly recommend. This production was just so good. Yes, there are some things about the book that are a little dated, but it was still very entertaining as a book on CD. Michael C. Hall and the direction and editing of it, I was just like, oh, this was just really exciting. Like you're sitting there like, or at least I was driving, and you're just like, oh, what's going to happen next? And that's, some books on tape are like, but yeah, that one was very good. So
good.
Just so you know, on books on, if you're looking for a book on CD, I say book on tape, but I mean CD, or, Hoopla too.
We grew up in the era when it was very much called books on tape, and nowadays they would give you a binder of tape cassettes that were all numbered, and then it became a binder of CDs, and now it's a fucking podcast.
And I finished Vox Machina season 2.
Nice.
I like season 2 better than season 1, but more so because then they can like really, they get in their groove more. So
yeah. Season 1 was definitely getting the party started and also introducing you to the stakes of everything with the Briarwood arc. And season 2's like, hey. So I'm really glad. I'm very, very glad that they did not try to fit the entire Chroma Conclave in season 2. That would have been way the heck too much.
Too fast.
And the Chroma Conclave arc is a very long one in the show.
Okay.
So it's
on Amazon if anybody's curious.
Yes. And for those who are like, I really like this first one. Didn't they do other Critical Role stuff? They announced that they will be doing an animated show for Mighty Nine, which is their second campaign. So Mighty Nine is also getting this treatment. And for those going, well, what about the third campaign? That's going on now. That's the one they're playing right now. It's a little apocalyptic, and I kind of love all of it. It's a really good time.
Nice.
So yeah, my recommendation is a Critical Role. We're wearing a Critical. You would recognize this. We're wearing a Critical Role shirt today.
Like, wait, take my banner down.
Get the lower third. Yep.
Nice.
Gilmore's Glorious Goods. OG Critter shirts, y'all. I've worn this one so much it's basically worn through. Which means it's heckin' cozy. But yeah, Critical Role. Highly recommend. I have done virtually no new media consumption this week because I spent most of the week either prepping for or at the convention, which means that my mind is still in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hell.
Yes.
Watch it. It's amazing. It has better Sakuga than some anime that I've seen. And it's just a lot of fun. I've talked about it, I think, on previous episodes, just the writing, the animation, the story, everything just being very solid. And John Cena being the voice of the villain for the first season, which is not something I expected. But he does a bang-up job. And at one point, they make him sing. And he does a bang-up job doing that as well. Like, this show's just like, what if we just give you a curveball? And then another one. What if we just have a lot of fun with this? It's a very good time.
Ooh.
Yeah. Aside from that, we're continuing to watch Handyman Saito in Another World. We're also continuing to watch Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. That show just keeps getting better. Like, I don't know how it does it, but the quality is just on a steep curve and still going with no signs of stopping. We watched last week's episode today. We're getting this week's episode tomorrow because it's a Tuesday release. And it just keeps getting better. I can't explain it. It just has everything I love, and then it keeps adding more things that I also love. So check out this anime. It's on Crunchyroll. It's a really good time.
Nice. I haven't watched it yet, but Giga Derek said started watching Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Very fun. That's over on Disney Plus. I'm curious.
I didn't realize that dropped.
Right? I think it just did very recently. So
nice.
We're not too far behind. I was going to say, one other one too. on a totally other side of things. But if you've watched any of this, you probably know it's a thing I'm into. The Romantics is on Netflix, and it's a new documentary on Bollywood filmmaking and Yash Raj films. And like those are like the films of that genre. And it's a really well done documentary. So like even if you know nothing about Bollywood films, this is a really well done documentary of like they have the people they got, the editing, and how they're telling you this story of who this person is, how their career started up to like, I'm assuming they're going to go, it's multiple episodes. And right now the first one starts from like childhood to about like the early 80s. And I assume the next will be it. But it's very, if you're into documentaries, I highly recommend it. It's been really good so far. I'll let you know how the rest of the series goes.
All righty.
Yes. Get to our banners. Boom. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. And if you're new here, welcome.
Yeah. We're happy to have you.
Yes. Currently we're covering Trigun and My Hero Academia. We've also covered Spy Family, Demon Slayer,
Overlord.
So go check out old episodes if you either haven't watched those shows or you want to, rewatch with essentially a watch companion.
If you haven't watched Overlord, watch Overlord. It's real heckin' good.
That's a very interesting show.
Real heckin' good.
And then, yeah, so let's get into I was like, beep. And then, yes, always happy to have you all here, even if it's live or later. Comment down below your thoughts on the different things we talk about. So, Katie, what are you working on? What's out? And where can people find you?
Yeah, you can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. We're looking at picking streaming back up again now that Gallifrey is over and I don't have another large event looming in my life for a bit. So definitely still looking at streaming Loverwatch, which is the Overwatch visual novel that the Overwatch team put out for Valentine's Day. Very excited for that. Ruby has also come back this weekend. So for those going, we like reaction videos, those live on that YouTube channel. I have not recorded one for this weekend yet because I was at Gallifrey. So that's probably going to be tomorrow's work. So that will be up sometime this week. Yeah, it's a good time. Have fun. I am also, there we go, that's the other half of this. I am also a co-host on Silver Screams, which is a YouTube channel where my roommate and I talk about horror. We did a deep dive on one of the, we watched the Scream 6 trailer. And I'm particularly proud of that video because it includes some analysis of the world building of the world of Scream itself. We kind of got into it on the fly and it went places. And so I'm very happy with that. And so that's a good one to rewatch because Scream 6 is coming out in like 3 weeks. So we will definitely be talking about that once we see it. So, do the little subscription thing to both channels to see all the fun content. And yes, have fun.
All right. Yes. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel here, Fanversation. Click the notification bell because there'll be Demon Slayer interviews coming your way very soon by the both of us. Talking with the cast as well as some other special guests who were there. So stay tuned for that. Also give the video a thumbs up. And you all can find me online. There we go. Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE across all platforms. So those videos for the red carpet, as well as we'll probably have like a highlight reel coming out real soon. Carnival Row interviews are up here on the Fanversation channel. I talked with some of the cast and crew about the second and final season, so check those out. Some of them, there's snippets going on the Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well, but to watch the full interview, that's here on this channel. And I was like, those are the big things. I'm working on it, but I made a fun transition video of my like getting ready for the Demon Slayer premiere. So I was like, I did before and after, and I always find those fun. So those are on my TikTok. So if you like those kind of videos and other movie reviews, go check that out on TikTok. So again, thank you everybody for joining us, and I hope to see you again next week. Take care, and we'll see you. Bye.
See ya.